The brass latch leaves the copper tang of a split lip on my palm. Dust motes are suspended like gnats in a jar of stale air. You haven't blinked, the white of your eye is a bleach red. The horsehair chair pricks through my wool like 1,000 cold needles. Heavy velvet curtains soaking up the things we never screamed. The silence is a wet wool coat shrinking around my throat. Your rage is a low frequency hum vibrating in my molars. Hold your breath until the window glass begins to sweat. The coffee skin is wrinkled into a map of a burnt out town. Your knuckles are white-walled tires spinning in the red clay. I watch a single thread unravel from my cuff like a slow fuse. The air is so thick I could taste the iron in your unspoken words. Heavy velvet curtains soaking up the things we never screamed. The silence is a wet wool coat shrinking around my throat. Your rage is a low frequency hum vibrating in my molars. Hold your breath until the window glass begins to sweat. The shadow of your fist on the blotter is a bruise forming. My pulse is a trapped moth hitting the wall of my chest. If you speak now, the vibrations will shatter the dregs in the cup. We are two weights sinking into the silk of this room. Heavy velvet curtains soaking up the things we never screamed. The silence is a werewolf coat shrinking around my throat. Your rage is a low frequency hum vibrating in my molars. Hold your breath until the window glass begins to sweat. The oak floor shrieked like a dry hinge in a throat. You longed for a landslide of starch and unearned ego. The desk lamp caught the beads of oil on your forehead. I counted the 3 broken capillaries in your left eye. Let Let your shadow lick the polish off my shoe. Build a mountain out of shaking hands and sour breath. But the floorboards know the truth about your gravity. You're just a frantic ghost in a heavy suit. The screech is still vibrating in the marrow of my shins. You loom like a cliffside that's forgotten how to stand. I can smell the copper of your pulse across the blotter paper. My stillness is the only thing keeping this room from collapsing. Let your shadow lick the polish off my shoes. Build a mountain out of shaking hands and sour breath. But the floorboards know the truth about your gravity. You're just a frantic ghost in a heavy suit. The varnish is stripped where your chair bit the wood. You're leaking posture like a cracked porcelain jug. Look down at where your darkness meets my heels. You're screaming with your shoulders cause your tongue is too small. Let your shadow lick the polish off my shoe. Build a mountain out of shaking hands and sour breath. But the floorboards know the truth about your gravity. You're just a frantic ghost in a heavy suit. Go on, bruise the air with your borrowed inches. The dust is settling on your knuckles while I wait. You're just a frantic ghost, just a ghost. The wood is done crying now. Sit back down before you trip on your own silhouette. Your lungs are bellows, pumping heat into a dead grave. A single bead of salt hangs from your chin, refusing to fall. Between my wingtips and your boots, the old grain begins to lengthen. A sudden canyon carved by the jagged pressure behind your teeth. 6 feet of floor becomes a soft flat, wide and wide. My pulse is a ghost knocking on a locked cellar door. You're screaming for a bridge, but I've swallowed every splinter. Standing perfectly still in the echoes of a wintering room. Your knuckles are the color of some bleached cattle bone. I watch the spit fly and vanish before it stains my shadow. The silence I'm holding is a heavy, rusted anchor. You're drowning in the oxygen while I am breathing in the dust. 6 feet of floor becomes a salt flat, wide and wide. My pulse is a ghost knocking on a locked cellar door. You're screaming for a bridge, but I've swallowed every splinter. Standing perfectly still in the echoes of a wintering room. I am the iron that will not soften for your fire. The more you lean, the further the horizon retreats. A wooden desert where no apology can find its way home. I can taste the copper of your fury from across the world. 6 feet of floor becomes a salt flat, wide and wide. My pulse is a ghost knocking on a locked cellar door. You're screaming for a bridge, but I've swallowed every splinter. Standing perfectly still in the echoes of a wintering room. 6 feet of flow becomes a salt flat, wide and wide. My pulse is a ghost knocking on a locked cellar door. The boards are miles long now. You are a small sound in a very large house. The click of your soft palate is the only rhythm left in this room. You're burning through the oxygen like a kerosene lamp in a vacuum. A frantic gallop of consonants tripping over a swollen gray tongue. I count the white cracks where your saliva used to be. Each word is a sun-baked brick dropped on the Persian rug. No sound when they land, just a heavy woolen thud. You're screaming for a spark, but the flint is worn down to the bone. A desert in your throat and you're begging for a stone. In your neck is a trap bird hitting the glass over and over. You repeat the same jagged sentence until the meaning turns to gray dust. I'm watching the way your Adam's apple hitches on the phantom water. A frantic machinery grinding without a single drop of oil. Each word is a sun-baked brick dropped on the Persian rug. No sound when they land, just a heavy woolen thud. You're screaming for a spark, but the flint is worn down to the bone. A desert in your throat and you're begging for a stone. If I flint, you'd finally have a reason to exist. If I bled, you'd have a map to find your way back to yourself. But I'm a granite monument in a room of velvet shadows, and you're just a man running out of breath in the dark. Each word is a sun-baked brick on the Persian rug. No sound when they land, just a heavy woolen thud. You're screaming for a spark, but the flint is worn down to the bone. A desert in your throat and you're begging for a stone. Each word is a sun-baked brick dropped on the Persian rug. No sound when they land, just the weight of the silence. You're screaming for a spark, but your mouth is filled with sand. Just a desert in your throat and an empty reaching hand. The friction of your breath against the roof of your mouth. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The carpet is full of your heavy, useless things. The velvet upholstery swallows the static of my skin. You are a jagged piece of glass trying to cut the wind. My thumbs are resting like sleeping hounds on the dark wood grain. The lack of a fist is the only thing causing you pain. These fingers aren't anchors, they're the dust on a finished book. I am the hollow silence that follows a bait on the hook. Observe the frantic semaphore vibrating in your thumb, while my stationary hands remain perfectly, beautifully numb. Your insults are blunt knives hitting a mountain of smoke. The collar of your shirt is a hand beginning to choke. I watch the sweat pearl on your upper lip peace in my palms is a debt you can't pay, so you keep it. These fingers aren't anchors, they're the dust on a finished book. I am the hollow silence that follows the bait on the hook. Observe the frantic semaphore vibrating in your thumb, while my stationary hands remain perfectly, beautifully numb. The room is a cavern where your ego is losing its breath. Your trembling is a rhythm I recognize as a social death. The stillness in my joint is a weight you weren't born to carry. I am the unmoving earth you are trying so hard to bury. These fingers aren't anchors, they're the dust on a finished book. I am the hollow silence that follows a bait on the hook. Observe the frantic semaphore vibrating in your thumb, while my stationary hands remain perfectly, beautifully numb. The saliva is still dry on the velvet wingback chair. Your ribcage acts as a bellows, pumping the heat of a finished fire. The brass gears behind the wallpaper grind their teeth in the dark. You're leaning back, waiting for the salt to hit the open wound. On the vacuum where your thunder used to live, the air tastes of copper and the damp wool of your suit wash the obsidian needle, drag its shadow across the wall. I offer you nothing but the sound of your own heart failing. Your knuckles are white mountain ranges on the mahogany desk. You're starving for a scream to make your cruelty feel like a duel. I let the quiet pool around your ankles like cold black oil. The ceiling fan counts the blinks, you're too proud to finish. The glass in the window pane is shivering from the absence of sound. A bead of sweat on your lip turns to a crystal of pure spite. The house is a lung holding its breath until the floorboards snap. I am the stone that won't ripple when you throw your weight. I am the vacuum where your thunder used to live. The air tastes of copper and the damp wool of your suit. Watch the obsidian needle drag its shadow across the wall. I offer you nothing but the sound of your own heart failing. To live, the air tastes of copper and the damp wool of your suit. Watch the obsidian needle drag its shadow across the wall. I offer you nothing but the sound of your own heart failing. Tick, the chime is a needle through the ear. Tick, your anger is a ghost looking for a body to haunt. .04. The silver in your tooth flashes like a switchblade. You're burning through the oxygen. A frantic engine start for oil. I count the 42 micro fissures in the leaded pane. My pulse is just a metronome that forgot how to accelerate. A crescent moon of calcium sits stubborn on the crystal lip. It's worth the heavy gravity of everything you haven't said. Slide your malice down the table like a chip of unworked coal. I'm drowning in the stillness of the water at the rim. Your knuckles are the color of a peach skin, bruised by winter frost. I watch a bead of condensation weeping down the outer wall. You're shouting at a statue while I'm martyred in the dust. The silence has a texture like the grip beneath the fingernail. A crescent moon of calcium sits stubborn on the crystal lip. It's worth the heavy gravity of everything you haven't said. Slide your malice down the table like a chip of unworked coal. I'm drowning in the stillness of the water at the rim. The ring finger taps once, a high thin chime of hollow iron. Your fury finds no friction on the surface of my retinas. You are the static noise, the smudges, a symphony. Oh, a crescent moon of calcium sits stubborn on the crystal lip. It's worth the heavy gravity of everything you haven't said. Slide your malice down the table like a chip of unworked coal. I'm drowning in the stillness of the water at the rim. A crescent moon of calcium sits stubborn on the crystal lip. It's worth the heavy gravity of everything you haven't said. Slide your malice down the table like a chip of unworked coal. I'm drowning in the stillness of the water at the rim. Cold glass against the knuckle, cold to look across the room. calm broken. The silver spoon rattles against your teeth like a nervous shudder. I count the twitch in your left eyelid, a frantic Morse code for mercy you won't get. My wrist is a slab of cold marble where the river never floods or overflows. The slow iron pendulum swings behind my ribs, unhurried by the kerosene in the air. 82 beats, a heavy engine idling in the frost while the world burns down. Your heart is a bird hitting glass until the wings snap and the feathers go gray. I am the salt in the open wound that doesn't feel the sting of the brine. A steady subsonic hum in the dark where your panic comes to collapse. You smell like copper and the hot sour sweat of a man who knows his debt is due. I smell like cellar dust and the black ink on a contract that refuses to try. My thumb rests on your carotid, measuring the frantic, stuttering climb of your panic. I'm a basement flooded with old oil, smooth, thick and deaf to the sound of your screaming. 82 beats, a heavy engine idling in the frost while the world burns down. Your heart is a bird hitting glass until the wings snap and the feathers go gray. I am the salt in the open wound that doesn't feel the sting of the brine. A steady subsonic hum in the dark where your panic comes to collapse. Silence is a blade I don't even have to sharpen to make you bleed. You are drowning in a shallow puddle, I am walking across the floor of the deep. Your ribs are a cage for a dying rabbit, mine are the iron bars of a permanent cell. While your blood boils over the rim, mine stays at the temperature of a graveyard stone. 82 beats, a heavy engine idling in the frost while the world burns down. Your heart is a bird hitting glass until the wings snap and the feathers go gray. I am the salt in the open wound that doesn't feel the sting of the brine. A steady subsonic hum in the dark where your panic comes to collapse. 100 for you, 82 for me. Stay still now. The silence is a thicket of thorns in my throat. My Oxfords are anchored in the mahogany floor. The starch in my shirt is the only thing keeping me upright. I am a hollow tower of silk and nicotine. Silver hinges, a hammer on a cold nail. The left cuff link stutters against the bone of my wrist. A metal heartbeat in a room that stopped breathing. One small snap and the fortress starts to leak. Thumb flesh turns white against the cold, jagged edge. The friction smells like electricity and old sweat. My aggressive jaw is just a fence for a graveyard. Yeah. I'm counting the grooves like they're the ribs of a ghost. The silver hinges, a hammer on a cold nail. The left cuff link stutters against the bone of my wrist. A metal heartbeat in a room that stopped breathing. One small snap and the fortress starts to leak. My chest is a lie told by a coward. Stripped of the shouting, I'm just a wet match in the dark. The suit is wearing a boy who has forgotten how to hide. Click the silver hinges, a hammer on a cold nail. Left cuff link stutters against the bone of my wrist. A metal heartbeat in a room that stopped breathing. One small snap and the fortress starts to leak. Sterling tray between us gathers the ghost of a spent Havana. 2 inches of gray silk curve like a spine over a shallow grave. You breathe heavy enough to fill the holes where my pulse used to stutter. My throat is a dry well, but the silt at the bottom is permafrost. I am the gravity defying tip of a dying ember. A single blink from you would shatter me into the velvet. But I don't lean, I don't crumble, I don't grant you the mercy of a sound. This is how I win, by becoming the monument you cannot tip over. You're hunting for a twitch in the blue vein beneath my left temple. Your knuckles turn to chalk against the crystal, begging for a flinch. I watch your pupils dilate like ink drops in a glass of warm gin. You realize while the ice died in your glass that the oxygen here is my hostage. I am the gravity, defying tip of a dying ember. A single blink from you would shatter me into the velvet. But I don't lean, I don't crumble, I don't grant you the mercy of a sound. This is how I win, by becoming the monument you cannot tip over. There is a riot calcified in the marrow of my frozen collarbone. It feeds the bone, it makes the skeleton harder than your spine. The ash leans toward the mahogany, but it refuses the divorce. And I am the gravity, defying tip of a dying ember. A single blink from you would shatter me into the velvet. But I don't lean, I don't crumble, I don't grant you the mercy of a sound. This is how I win, by becoming the monument you cannot tip over. I am the gravity, defying tip of a dying ember. A single blink from you would shatter me into the velvet. But I don't lean, I don't crumble, I don't grant you the mercy of a sound. This is how I win, by becoming the monument you cannot tip over. Stillness is the only blade that never needs to be sharpened. Witness the victory of a muscle that refuses to twitch. Watch me outlast the combustion until the room goes cold. The silence is a stab of wet mahogany planks on your ribs. Your lungs are trying to swallow a room full of damp feathers, the hum of a ceiling fan is the only thing keeping you upright. I'm watching the precise frequency of your panic in the glass. That wind's a knot as a thumb pressed into your windpipe. Your neck is a map of red rivers flooding a starch. You tug at the silk and find only the ghost of a new. Confidence is a salt lick dissolving in the swamp air. I see the salt tracks of your ego drying on your upper lip. The humidity has turned your tailored suit into a second skin of lead. I won't open the window, I wanna see you boil in your own shadow. The capillaries in your cheeks are reciting your last rites. Your fingers are trembling like a fly caught in amber. You're suffocating on the very air you thought you owned. Is empty and the air is finally still. You are a puddle of red lace and ruined linen. I won't remember your face, just the sound of your choking. The air has the density of wet funeral soil against my tongue. My rib cage is a rusted accordion that refuses to draw a draft. I'm tracing the salt path where a single bead of sweat died on the velvet. Your pupils are two wet ink stains swallowing the mahogany floorboards. The silence is a wool blanket stuffed into the back of my throat. I'm counting the fraying threads of the armrest to stay tethered. I'm inhaling the ghost of the last word you killed. This vacuum pulls the warm arrow right out of my spine. One long breath snagged on a jagged hook in my chest. I'm a moth pin beneath a cold glass of your gate. I search for for the exit, but the brass handle is turned to vapor. The wallpaper damask is a slow motion ride in my peripheral. My lungs are twin paper bags, crumpled, thin and breathless. The oxygen in here is old enough to have forgotten my name. The silence is a wool blanket stuffed into the back of my throat. I'm counting the fraying threads of the armrest to stay tethered. I'm inhaling the ghost of the last word you killed. This vacuum pulls the warm arrow right out of my spine. One long breath snagged on a jagged hook in my chest. I'm a moth pinned beneath the cold glass of your gaze. The bourbon in the glass has gone static and gray. The pressure is your thumbprint darkening my windpipe. If I blink, the walls might finally collapse the distance. God, just look away so the room can start spinning again. I'm inhaling the ghost of the last word you killed. This vacuum pulls a warm arrow right out of my spine. One long breath snagged on a jagged hook in my chest. I'm a moth pinned beneath the cold glass of your gaze. The ice in my glass has stopped clicking against the rim. The air turned to wet wool while I was hunting for the sharpest vowel. Your collarbone is a white shoreline where my ship just sank. The oxygen in this room is now a debt I can't pay back. I'm 7 heartbeats behind the ghost of my own pride. A mouthful of salt where a miracle should have lived. Now the silence is a gavel hitting the velvet of my chest. I'm drowning in the lag of things I almost confessed. watching the dust dance in the lamplight like a bored audience. I can feel the if only hardening into a limestone knot in my throat. If I speak now, it's just the sound of a dry leaf hitting the floor. The window pane is sweating, and I'm just the shadow it's casting. I'm 7 heartbeats behind the ghost of my own pride. A mouthful of salt where a miracle should have lived. Now the silence is a gavel hitting the velvet of my chest. I'm drowning in the light of things I almost confessed. The pulse in my thumb is the only clock left in this house. Every twitch of your eyelid is a verdict I've already accepted. I'm holding a funeral for a sentence that died on my tongue. Failure tastes like copper and the smell of your perfume leaving. I'm 7 heartbeats behind the ghost of my own pride. A mouthful of salt where a miracle should have lived. Now the silence is a gavel hitting the velvet of my chest. I'm drowning in the light of things I almost confessed. I'm 7 heartbeats behind the ghost of my own pride. A mouthful of salt where a miracle should have lived. Now the silence is a gavel hitting the velvet of my chest. I'm drowning in the light of things I almost confessed. The carpet is drinking the sound of my shoes turning to gold. 7 just late. The silence tastes like iron, an expensive scotch. A silver thread of spit hangs at the corner of your lip. You're counting the seconds by the pulse in your own throat. I watch your dust mote land on your trembling color. Mahogany is the only thing standing between your ribs and mine. I shift the weight of a ghost onto a single knuckle. The polish is ice, and you're waiting for the crack. 1 inch of movement is a bullet in the chamber. Your pupils are wide enough to swallow the whole room. I watch the salt of your palm soak into the grain. My fingernail clicks against the dark red edge. You twitch like a rabbit, sensing the shadow of a hawk. Mahogany is the only thing standing between your ribs and mine. I shift the weight of a ghost onto a single knuckle. The polish is ice, and you're waiting for the crack. 1 inch of movement is a bullet in the chamber. I haven't raised a hand since the floorboard stopped screaming. I don't need a shout to make your marrow freeze. The power lives in the breath I decide not to take. Mahogany is the only thing standing between your ribs and mine. I shift the weight of a ghost onto a single knuckle. The polish is ice, and you're waiting for the crack. 1 inch of movement is a bullet in the chamber. Mahogany is the only thing standing between your ribs and mine. I shift the weight of a ghost onto a single knuckle. The polish is ice, and you're waiting for the crack. 1 inch of movement is a bullet in the chamber. Just a finger on the wood. Just a cold, hard line. Don't blink. The mahogany table is a frozen lake between our folded hands. You're leaking a bitter metallic sweat through your starch collar. Beneath the linen, in the windowless dark, the wood starts to ache. A frantic limping stutter of leather against the floor's cold bone. The rhythm of a man dissolving from the ankles up. Your soul is a panicked animal trying to kick through the floorboards. I'm sitting in the velvet center of a slow royal silence, listening to the sound of your courage leaking out through your shoes. It's a broken gallop, a frantic Morse code of the yellow belly. You're talking of empires while your heel begs for the dark alleyway. Each impact is a dull needle stitch in the air into a tight shroud. I can hear the joints in your ankle grinding like rusted gears. The rhythm of a man dissolving from the ankles up. Your soul is a panicked animal trying to kick through the floorboards. I'm sitting in the velvet center of a slow royal silence, listening to the sound of your courage leaking out through your shoe. It's a comedy of tremors, a farce played out in the floor dust. The ice in my glass doesn't even have the nerve to shiver. My thoughts are a heavy tide, thick and sure of the shore, while your heartbeat is a fly buzzing against a glass window. The rhythm of a man dissolving from the ankles up. Your soul is a panicked animal trying to kick through the floorboards. I'm sitting in the velvet center of a slow royal silence, listen to the sound of your courage leaking out through your shoe. The rhythm of a man dissolving from the ankles up. Your soul is a panicked animal trying to kick through the floorboards. I'm sitting in the velvet center of a slow royal silence, listen to the sound of your courage leaking out through your shoe. The rhythm of a man dissolving from the ankles up. Your soul is a panicked animal trying to kick through the floorboards. I'm sitting in the velvet center of a slow royal silence, listen to the sound of your courage leaking out through your shoe. The wood finally goes quiet, but the ghost of your twitch is still shaking the room. Your exit was louder than your entrance. The ice has turned to lukewarm sweat against my trembling palm. I'm tracing the warp of my own jawline in the crystal's heavy curve. You vacuumed the oxygen from the room with one exhale, nothing. I'm a plum-colored stain on the mahogany that no one cares to scrub. I am a hollow bell, translucent and waiting for your hammer. Stain me with the never or drown me in the not yet. The fire I brought is just a smudge of soot on your silk collar. I'm holding my lungs still until you decide if they're allowed to. Ooh. My grandiosity tripped on the rug and broke its hollow neck. Now I'm just the rattle of a dry throat trying to swallow the room's dark. The piano holds its sustained pedal like a secret you refuse to share. The stillness is a physical weight, flat in the pulse against my wrist. I am a hollow bell, translucent and waiting for your hammer. Stain me with a never or drown me in the night yet. The fire I brought is just a smudge of soot on your silk collar. I'm holding my lungs still until you decide if they're allowed to move. The shadow of the bottle is a long finger pointing at the exit. My pride is a dead moth on the windowsill, wings crumbling to gray ash. Say something jagged so I know I still have skin left to cut. Break the glass if you aren't gonna fill the glass. I am a hollow bell, translucent and waiting for your hammer. Stain me with a never or drown me in the not yet. The fire I brought is just a smudge of soot on your silk collar. I'm holding my lungs still until you decide if they're allowed to move. Ooh. I am a hollow bell, translucent and waiting for your hammer. Stain me with a never or drown me in the night yet. The fire I brought is just a smudge of soot on your silk collar. I'm holding my lungs still until you decide if they're allowed to move. Ooh. Just a salt on the lip, just the ringing of the rim. Whatever you want, I am empty. I am empty. The shadow of your collarbone is a sharpened blade against the plaster. I've been counting the pulses in your temple since the kettle stopped whistling. You haven't blinked once, and the oxygen in this room is turning to salt. The humidity of your silence is rusting the hinges of my jaw. So I let my chin sink into the knot of my silk tie. I'm tracing the crimson vines in the wool beneath my boots. Your stillness is a landslide I can't outrun. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. The rug has a frayed corner where a thread is screaming to be pulled. I'm memorizing the coffee stain that looks like a map of a place I'll never go. The external engine of the city is a hum I can't find the frequency for. Your internal ties that drown in the sirens of the street. So I let my chin sink into the knot of my silk tie. I'm tracing the crimson vines and the wool beneath my boots. Your stillness is a landslide I can't outrun. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. This is the tilt of a broken neck, a velvet execution. My vision is anchored to the dust motes on the floorboards. You are the architect of the gravity I'm failing to resist. The white flag is the crown of my head offered to your knees. So I let my chin sink into the knot of my silk tie. I'm tracing the crimson vines in the wool beneath my boots. Your stillness is a landslide I can't outrun. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. I surrender the air to the ghost of your thoughts. I am looking at the patterns until they become my exit. Your world is louder than my voice ever was. The enamel of my molars feels like cold, wet chalk. I left that iron-jawed shadow at the heavy oak door. Now there's a click in my windpipe, like a jammed revolver. My tongue is a slug crawling over a bed of rusted pins. The quiet is a sandpaper ribbon pulled through my ears. I am a suit of clothes with only dust where the pulse used to be. Every eye is a splinter, every sorry is a ghost. The air in this room has grown teeth and is biting. The moment the gin went warm, the room turned to sulphurous haze. My cufflinks are anchor stones dragging my wrist to the floor. The way you watch my mouth fail is a slow blue bruise. I'm just a heap of discarded if onlys on your rug. The quiet is a sandpaper ribbon pulled through my ears. I am a suit of clothes with only dust where the pulse used to be. Every eye is a splinter, every sorry is a ghost. The air in this room has grown teeth and it's biting. The first vowel is a wet knot, strangling my breath. It rattles against my incisors, a dying insect's wing. I am unraveling at the seams of my own composure. My fingernails are digging crescents into my own palms. The quiet is a sandpaper ribbon pulled through my ears. I am a suit of clothes with only dust where the pulse used to be. Every eye is a splinter, every sorry is a ghost. The air in this room has grown teeth and it's biting. The quiet is a sandpaper ribbon pulled through my ears. I am a suit of clothes with only dust where the pulse used to be. Every eye is a splinter, every sorry is a ghost. The air in this room has grown teeth and it's biting. The first letter is a wet cough, staining the mahogany. The silence has finished its meal. Grips the heat of my wrist. I pivot the silver casing until the chandelier bleeds across the glass. Your apology tastes like wet copper and basement water. The stutter of your pulse is louder than the gears inside the steel. This glint is a razor wire pulled tight across your throat. I'm measuring your worth in the distance between two clicks. The metal stays cold while your excuses turn to steam. You're drowning in a shallow bowl of my boredom. I watch the shadow of the needle divide your face in two. You're holding a handful of broken glass and calling it a gift. The reflection hits your pupils and stings a lie back down. I don't need to see the numbers to know you've run out of breath. This glint is a razor wire pulled tight across your throat. I'm measuring your worth in the distance between two clicks. The metal stays cold while your excuses turn to steam. You're drowning in a shallow bowl of my boredom. The gears are grinding your childhood promises into dust. This isn't a gesture of patience, it's an autopsy of your presence. My skin is a frozen lake beneath this mechanical moon. The silence is the only thing I'll let you keep. This glint is a razor wire pulled tight across your throat. I'm measuring your worth in the distance between two clicks. The metal stays cold while your excuses turn to steam. You're drowning in the shallow bowl of my boredom. This glint is a razor wire pulled tight across your throat. I'm measuring your worth in the distance between two clicks. The metal stays cold while your excuses turn to steam. You're drowning in a shallow bowl of my boredom. The clasp snaps shut like a coffin lid. Zero balance in the vault of my attention. Single gray tendon dances on your charcoal lapel. It counts the erratic knocks of a heart losing its rhythm. Every inhale pulls the wool into a frantic, jagged arc. I watch it like a vulture, studying a twitching nerve. The static in the room smells like wet iron and old fear. The silence is a heavy stone I'm balancing on my tongue. Unravel, spool out the secrets until the weave is gone. Your thumb pad is a clumsy tool, dragging against the grain. The more you smooth the fray, the more the seam screams open. Your sweat is making the wool dark, a spreading ink of shame. My stillness is the blade that's skinning you alive. You're shedding fibers like a dog dying in the corner. I'm the cold furniture that offers no place to hide. Pull the string, see how long it takes to find the bone. Just a pile of gray on the varnished floor. The thread is finally quiet. The copper slant of the window frame divides my sternum in two. My shadow is stretching its bruised fingers toward the baseboard, looking for a hole. The mercury bead at the bottom of the glass refuses to swirl another lap. The amber is an anchor pulling the floorboards into the basement. My voice is just the sound of a moth hitting a dead light bulb. I am watching the dark swallow the gold. Initials on my sleeves. The grain of the mahogany looks like a topographical map of my failures. I can feel the sun withdrawing its hot palm from the back of my neck. The room is inhaling, and I am the exhale it no longer wants to hold. The amber is an anchor pulling the floorboards into the basement. My voice is just the sound of a moth hitting a dead light bulb. I am watching the dark swallow the gold. Initials on my sleeve. The silence has a texture now, like velvet dipped in cold ash. My ego is a suit of armor with no one left inside to keep it upright. The horizon is a throat closing up on the very last of the heat. The amber is an anchor pulling the floorboards into the basement. My voice is just the sound of a moth hitting a dead light bulb. I am watching the dark swallow the gold. Initials on my sleeve. Let the dark swallow the gold. Initials on my sleeve. I am just a vibration in a house better stop listening. The writers quit the room. The suit is empty. Taste the salt on the humid air. It weighs as much as the breath you're too scared to exhale. Your collar is frayed where your pulse is trying to escape. The room smells like wet iron and the dust of a finished war. This cold reservoir holds the dark blood of a billion no's. A static thunderbolt cradled between my thumb and the abyss. You watch the clip like a guillotine blade in slow motion. The gravity of the finish line is pulling the marrow from your bone. Your pupils are dilated twin black holes swallowing the lamplight. You aren't looking for mercy, you're looking for the impact of the floor. I feel the neural grip biting into the skin of my index finger. A mechanical heart that stopped beating before we ever met. This cold reservoir holds the dark blood of a billion no's. A static thunderbolt cradled between my thumb and the abyss. You watch the clip like a guillotine blade in slow motion. The gravity of the finish line is pulling the marrow from your bones. The paper remains white as a tooth in a dead man's mouth. I don't need to bleed the ink to drain your remaining life. Your ribs are expanding like a cage trying to catch a ghost. I find the balanced point of the barrel and let the weight speak. This cold reservoir holds the dark blood of a billion no's. A static thunderbolt cradled between my thumb and the abyss. You watch the clip like a guillotine blade in slow motion. The gravity of the finish line is pulling the marrow from your bones. The mahogany desk has tasted more of my soul than my ink tonight. My spine is a string of rusted padlocks, snapping one by one. You aren't watching a man, you're watching a jacket. Try to stay on a wire hanger. The silence between us smells like wet wool and sour gin. I am waiting for the syllable that turns my bones into sawdust. Grant me the mercy of the exit or the weight of the wreck. My chin is heavy with the gravity of things I didn't say. Just say I was a smudge on the glass you finally wiped away. There's a loose thread on my cuff that feels like the only thing holding the room still. The marrow in my knees is turned into cold gray slush. I can hear your breathing, even as sharp as a straight razor. I'm not looking for forgiveness, just the floorboards to open up and swallow the pinstripes. I am waiting for the syllable that turns my bones into sawdust. Grant me the mercy of the exit or the weight of the wreck. My chin is heavy with the gravity of things I didn't say. Just say I was a smudge on the glass you finally wiped away. Is a heavy stone I'm tired of carrying uphill. Don't look for the fire, I've leaked out like oil from a shattered lantern. I am a statue made of salt, waiting for the rain of your voice. I am waiting for the syllable that turns my bones into sawdust. Grant me the mercy of the exit, the weight of the wreck. My chin is heavy with the gravity of things I didn't say. Just say I was a smudge on the glass you finally wiped away. Hey. The condensation on your tumbler is frozen into a map of nowhere. I can hear the marrow in your shins vibrating against the mahogany. You're waiting for the lash of my tongue, the salt of the wine. But I'm hoarding the oxygen until your lungs turn to stone. Stay in place while the floorboards forget how to hold you. I am the architect of the gap where your excuses die. This quiet is a shroud, and I'm the one who tailored the fit. You're drowning in the words I refuse to let you hear. Your sweat smells like wet copper and the grease of a stalling engine. I'm tracing the jagged panic, jumping in the hollow of your neck. You're a specimen pinned under the curve of a heavy glass jar. Realizing the vacuum is the most honest thing we are. Stay in place while the floorboards forget how to hold you. I am the architect of the gap where your excuses died. This quiet is a shroud, and I'm the one who tailored the fit. You're drowning in the words I refuse to let you hear. Speech is for the broke, for the ones who need to plead. Silence is the cathedral where I watch your ego bleed. Count the thud of your pulse until you forget how to swallow. Every heartbeat is a canyon that you're forced to follow. Of the gap where your excuses die. This quiet is a shroud, and I'm the one who tailored the fit. You're drowning in the words I refuse to let you hear. Stay in place while the floorboards forget how to hold you. I am the architect of the gap where your excuses die. This quiet is a shroud, and I'm the one who tailored the fit. You're drowning in the words I refuse to let you hear. Your failure has no sound, it only has this room. And the air I won't share. This overcoat remembers your first betrayal. I'll brush a phantom thread from my shoulder while your pulse thumps against your collarbone. The scotch in your glass has stopped swirling, paralyzed by the weight of the air. You look like a statue carved from wet salt, beginning to melt. The door frame is the only portrait you ever left. I am leaving the oxygen for the spiders to negotiate. One sentence is a guillotine weighted by a soft, dry breath. Then the hallway swallows the rhythm of my heels. I tighten the silk at my throat until the room's atmosphere belongs to me. Your mahogany desk is a raft in a sea that just turned to lead. I lean in, smelling the copper of your fear, and murmur, you were only ever a footnote in a book I've already burned. The light in your eyes flickers out like a blown fuse. Frame is the only portrait you ever left. I am leaving the oxygen for the spiders to negotiate. One sentence is a guillotine weighted by a soft, dry breath. Then the hallway swallows the rhythm of my heels. The brass knob is a frozen moon against my callous palm. The carpet doesn't even groan under the weight of my exit. There's no echo for a man who no longer has a floor, just the vacuum where your tomorrow used to sit. The door frame is the only portrait you ever left. I am leaving the oxygen for the spiders to negotiate. One sentence is a guillotine weighted by a soft, dry breath. Then the hallway swallows the rhythm of my heels. The door frame is the only portrait you ever left. One sentence is a guillotine weighted by a soft, dry